Korea and Japan need to resolve the naming of the East Sea, which has been a historical issue. The East Sea is shared by the Republic of Korea, North Korea, Russia, Japan, and other Northeast Asian countries. Throughout history, Korea has referred to the sea between the Korean Peninsula and the Japanese archipelago as the East Sea, while Japan calls it the Sea of Japan. Since when did Korea begin using the name East Sea? In a historical account of King Dongnyeong written in the Samguk Sagi, the name East Sea appears. Including Japan's map of Asia published in 1794, both the simplified map of Japan's periphery and newly revised world map, which were published in the 18th and 19th century respectively, labeled the East Sea as the Sea of Chosun, not the Sea of Japan. The name Sea of Japan began to frequently appear in ancient Western maps in the 19th century. In the Limits of Oceans and Seas, published by the International Hydrographic Organization in 1929, this body of water is named the Sea of Japan. Since Korea was under Japanese colonial rule at the time, Korea was unable to send a representative to raise any objections to the decision. After Korea became a United Nations member in 1992, the Korean government filed an official complaint against the use of the name Sea of Japan in maps. As a result of the efforts, the name East Sea has appeared more frequently in maps of the world. The United Nations Conference on the Standardization of Geographical Names and the International Hydrographic Organization recommends that concerned nations should try to reach an agreement if a dispute exists on a specific name of a geographical area shared by several countries. The concurrent use of East Sea, Sea of Japan is urged until a final agreement is reached. Accepting the United Nations recommendation, England and France have agreed to call the channel between their two countries the English Channel and La Manche. Korea is ready to accept the terms of the recommendation by the international community. Korea is not insisting on the exclusive use of the name East Sea, while eliminating the name Sea of Japan, which is used by 130 million Japanese. Korea seeks mutual respect and acknowledgement of the name East Sea that has been used for 2,000 years in Korean history. Adopting the concurrent use of the names East Sea and Sea of Japan would become a significant point of departure for Korea and Japan, and would commence a new era of cooperation and diplomatic ties.